Just before the video begins, I just want to apologise for it being a very short video. It's just because I wouldn't have been able to record anymore, but there'll be another Elder Scrolls 6 setting theory video coming out at the end of the week. Enjoy! So, I figured I should probably do another Elder Scrolls 6 theory video, and it really got me thinking about little parts that I'm not sure if it'll have or not. So as opposed to doing a setting this time, I'm going to talk about lycanthropy. Now, this basically means, will it have werewolves? Okay, that's actually quite a bad way of putting it. Basically, if you played Skyrim, you remember how much fun it was to run around as a werewolf and just tear shit up? Well, it really got me thinking, will Elder Scrolls 6 have something like that? So it got me reading into the lore, as usual, and this is what I came up with. Now, the ability to turn into a werewolf is lycanthropy. Now, lycanthropy is basically the ability to change into an animal. There's only 7 different types of it though, a werewolf is only one of them. So, lycanthropy is a disease that causes the victim to transform into a were-creature, so a werewolf, a were-bear, a were-unicorn. Okay, that last one was made up, but still, it tends to be gained by being bit by someone who already has the disease. To go into the lore a bit here, lycanthropy was created by the Daedric Prince Hircine, the embodiment of the hunt. Basically, it gives the person a bloodlust whenever they transform, meaning every single time they take the form of their were-creature, which is what they're called, they get this huge bloodlust to, well, basically, go out there and kill. So, that's why it tends to be quite nasty predators, such as bears and wolves, that people turn into. Now, what you might not know is there's different kinds of lycanthropy. Obviously, we've seen werewolves and werebears from Skyrim itself, but there's about 7 different varieties of a were-creature. Obviously, werewolves are fairly common around all of Tamriel, but they're particularly around Skyrim. Werebears are pretty much only found on Solstein, but also in Skyrim. Now, here's some more interesting ones. Wereboars. These are from High Rock. They're basically boars of lycanthropy. So, they're pretty cool. So, if the next game was set in High Rock, you would see wereboars running about. Another really weird one is werevultures. Now, these are only found in Valenwood and are very rare at that. It's believed that the only native Bosmer get this particular were-creature when they're afflicted with the disease. An interesting form of lycanthropy would be were-lions, which are basically lions. They're common in Blackmarsh, Cyrodiil, and the wetter parts of Elsewhere. One that I thought was really interesting and I would love to see been playing is a were-crocodile. These are only found in Blackmarsh and in some parts of Morrowind. They're said to lurk in the swamps, which, I mean, if you could imagine that being in gameplay if it was set in Blackmarsh, which we'll talk about in another episode, but being able to go through water quickly, I'd imagine, sneaking, ambushing, would be a really interesting one to play as, I think. And finally, probably the weirdest one of them all, weresharks, which are said to roam the seas, but it's not really known if these are real or not. A lot of people say they are, but then a lot of people say that they're not. It's really rare to see them, obviously, because the sea's a big place, but I really do doubt that we'd ever really get to play as one of those, despite how cool it would be. So, will we see lycanthropy in Elder Scrolls 6? Well, I'd say pretty much definitely. It brings so much to the table in terms of gameplay, as well as this, if they are planning on having Hircine and the other Daedric princes in it, I think it would be a crime to miss out lycanthropy. In what form though, of course, since there's so many different types of it ranging all across Tamriel? Well, we'll have to see about that and where it will be set, which we'll talk about in other episodes. Until then, see you next time.